Tasi and the Old Paddle, a bedtime story about believing in yourself. On the beautiful island of Samoa, there lived a young boy named Tasi. Tasi dreamed of becoming a great waka paddler. Every morning he would run down to the beach and watch the older boys paddle across the blue ocean. Their paddles splashed through the water. Their waka moved fast. And one day, Tasi said to his grandfather, "One day I want to paddle like them." His grandfather smiled. "One day you will, my boy." The next morning, Tasi found an old paddle behind his family's fale. It was scratched, it was worn, and there was a crack running down on one side. But Tasi didn't care. He picked it up and carried it proudly to the beach. When the older boys saw it, they laughed. "Look at Tasi's paddle. That thing is broken. You'll never be a real paddler with that." The boys laughed and laughed. Tasi looked at his paddle. Then he looked at the sand. Maybe they were right. Maybe he wasn't good enough. That evening, Tasi sat quietly by the shore. The waves rolled in. The waves rolled out. His grandfather came and sat beside him. "What's wrong, Tasi?" said Grandpa. "The boys laughed at me. Why? Because my paddle is broken?" His grandfather picked up the paddle. He turned it over in his hands, and then he asked, "Tasi, can you still paddle with it?" "Yes," he said. "Can it still move a waka?" "Yes," he said. "Then what exactly is broken?" Tasi blinked. He wasn't sure. His grandfather smiled. Sometimes people see a crack and think something has no value. But a crack doesn't decide what something can become. And it certainly doesn't decide who you are. The next morning, Tasi returned to the beach. The boys laughed again, but this time, Tasi didn't listen. He stepped into his waka. He grabbed the old paddle and he paddled. Splash, splash, splash. He wasn't the fastest, but he kept going. Splash, splash, splash. Some boys grew tired. Some boys slowed down, but Tasi kept paddling. When he finally reached the shore, the village chief was waiting. "Well done, Tasi," he said. Tasi smiled. "But I didn't win." The chief nodded. "No, but today you learned something more important." "What is that?" Tasi asked. The chief pointed to the paddle and said, "Your paddle was never the problem. The only thing holding you back was believing what others said about you." Tasi looked at the old paddle. For the first time, he didn't see a crack. He saw courage. That night, as he climbed into bed, he smiled, because he learned something important. You do not have to be perfect to do great things. And with that happy thought, Tasi closed his eyes. The ocean breeze drifted through the window. The stars shone over Samoa, and soon he was fast asleep. Never let someone else's opinion decide your value. You are stronger, braver, and more capable than you think.